Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price this Monday, as we have a lot of new major levels to talk about today for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the equity markets with our new previous weekly open. Let's dive straight into the charts, but first I want to talk about some fundamentals. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is at an all-time low, 33.3% discount to Bitcoin spot. That's the equivalent of a $13,500 Bitcoin with the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust trading at this discount. And then the dollar is in the process of forming a reversal pattern. There's a bearish MACD divergence, and so we'll continue to monitor the US dollar, the DXY, having a direct effect on the Bitcoin price. And by the way, the DXY did go ahead and form new yearly highs. And so now we are testing levels that we haven't tested before. We need to continue to monitor the DXY, potentially a double top here, a higher high forming. Let's see. And then let's talk about Bitcoin right now. There is a major level just above us. Notice how, and I always talk about this, snipers, we didn't get any full 4-hour candle confirmations below our major support at 19,798, meaning that it has so far held Bitcoin. And now we have this previous weekly open at 21,500 showing confluence with this market structural support level, which is now a resistance level. This is where the bulls have to get to if we want to assume any upside targets for Bitcoin. 21,500 is the most important immediate short-term resistance. And then of course, this support level still holds and stands true as our major support, 19,798. 4-hour candle confirmations below this level opens up the door to 17,204. And so let's talk about what's happening to Ethereum. In the immediate short term, I know some people were telling me that they were in long positions above 1600 for Ethereum. Well, the major resistance right now is 1618 with a support of 1440, also the 2018 previous all-time high. If we want to see some upside for Ethereum, I know the merge is coming up, I think on September 15th now, 1618 is our major resistance level in the immediate short term. That's the previous weekly open. If we can get above 1618, we can start talking about 2000 again for Ethereum. And then of course, if 1440 breaks, 1277 is the immediate short term support level. And then let's talk about what's happening to the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, because just notice how we're still above 65,000 Satoshis. And so as long as we're above 65,000 Satoshis at any point in time, we could see some strength here for the Ethereum against the Bitcoin pairing. We'll have to continue to monitor that. And the S&P 500, remember, we're testing the 20-week moving average at 4,000 for the E-mini futures contract. We need to continue to monitor the price action here, because the weekly close last week is indicative of some further downside. And you can even say that for the Bitcoin weekly close, it looks like it's indicative of some further downside. And so if a wick does happen to clear out some potential leverage here below 19,000, 17,204 is what we'll watch for a potential lower low or a double bottom here for Bitcoin. And so we'll continue to monitor Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin against the SPY, exactly as we talked about, there was some manipulation during the weekend, but now we've regained this yearly low that we were watching here. We slightly broke below it, the major support, but now we're back above it, so we'll have to continue to monitor Bitcoin against SPY. Japan is up over 1%. That's very good to see here. Possibly a leading indicator for how equity markets are going to open up in the US. So that's very good for international markets, and then everything else quite calm, sniper. So at this point, we have to continue to monitor what the S&P 500 wants to do, testing its 20-week moving average. Is it going to hold? Are we going to be seeing the S&P 500 drop further and form a higher low? Maybe Bitcoin forms a higher low or a potential lower low. Let's see what happens. The DXY did break into new yearly highs, but there is some bearish MACD divergence, and there have been a lot of bearish divergences on the dollar because it's been seeing such a strong rally to the upside. We'll have to continue to monitor whether or not this is a double top or if the dollar is going to continue to break further up. And so remember to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, snipers, if you support this content. And it'll be an interesting week. I'll keep you guys updated. As always, snipers.